go. We out here. Good morning, everybody. Happy, what's today? Wednesday? Today's Wednesday, right? Yes, it is Wednesday all day. Welcome to the morning show here on Stock Market TV. Spencer Israel, Steve Strazza. JC is in transit. He may join us from the car. He may not. We always say don't trade and drive, which is always good advice. But also, don't talk show and drive while you're at it. So maybe he hops in, but maybe not. But the show must go on. Are you guys seeing the move in Lithium Americas today? What is it up? It is up. Is it up 70% here because of potential equity stake from the U.S. government? Crazy stuff. Every day, we have moves like this. I'm sure Steve is happy about the Alibaba news. I don't know, Steve, I don't think owns any more Alibaba, but still, it does fit in with the theme of China. He's been pounding the table on that for forever, it seems like. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Micron. Steve has some charts. We'll have Riley Roseby hop in today. What up, chat? What up? Are we good? Yes? Everyone's here? Excellent. Let's boogie. Where's my intro?
Spencer, yo. You never cease to amaze me. The show has not even started and you've already pissed me off. What did you just say about Alibaba and me?
Didn't you get out
of my calls?
All right. So you still own the stock.
It's one of my largest holdings. We talk about this all the time. If you
you made a big deal about
unlike Spencer.
You made a big deal about getting out of the calls a little while ago.
Yeah, right. You take profits on the call. We trade in the pops, Spencer. Okay. We add exposure, right? We lever up for the up waves, right? We ride those waves with maximum exposure. Then we feed the ducks. We take our money back, and we ride the common stock for the primary trend. Why did I make you buy the common stock a couple months ago?
I'm still in it.
For the primary trend. You think I would tell you to buy it for your time frame when I'm not operating on the same time?
I can't keep track of what I'm doing, let alone what you are doing, and JC is doing, and Riley and Sean and Alfonso. It's a lot to keep track of in my head.
Give me agita. All right.
It's a lot to keep track of in my head. Talk
to me about the lithium.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I believe this is the LAC, the lithium.
And sympathy play this morning. GM is a part of this whole shindig. Okay. So what?
No kidding. GM's got some skin in the lithium game?
They got some skin in the game here. So anyway, there is this massive lithium mining project in Nevada, right? Mm-hmm. The Thacker Pass project. That Lithium Americas Corporation got a $2.25 billion loan from the government to help make happen. So now, because lithium is a matter of national security, of course, we need to reduce our dependence on China for such raw materials. The government's saying, hey, knock, we would like a piece of the action. So Lithium America says, oh, okay, how about maybe like a 10% stake in our company?
I love this. I love this.
So that's what Reuters reported last night or yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. So we don't have an announcement from the government yet?
This is just a Reuters report.
Really?
That's all that I saw. I didn't see anything more than that, unless someone sees something else.
Well, we have an overwhelming amount of, I guess, just recent precedent here for this kind of thing.
This is not the first time.
Is that fair to say?
This is like the third or fourth time.
Yeah, at least the third big one, right? MP, Intel. And I'm telling you, they're going to hit up one of these drone companies. I would be shocked. We're big in the Red Cat and the UMAC, and I don't know, Donald Trump's son might be on the board of one of those two companies. one of these drone operator, maybe even space company, is going to get hit up by the government too. I could just feel it. The rare earth stuff and lithium, that was
this is at least number 2 because they did the MP as well.
Did they do anything with nuclear yet? I mean, they're helping these guys, but no actual direct stake in any of the new nuclears, right? That's another area to watch. JC was asking the right questions. What, a month ago, month and a half? When was MP? That was back in July, was it? But JC then, when that started happening, immediately called me, and we talked about it on here too. He said, "What are the other groups? Look, what are the other, thematics or little niche industry groups that could see some deal flow, some federal government deal flow?" And it goes beyond just the rare earths, right? They've shown we're willing to do this. I guess it's that they can make, it doesn't even matter what they claim.
I'm looking at rare earth stocks today. So we got LAC is the big one, but we got Tech Resources, TECK, which is up. What is it up this morning? It's
I don't think I have any LAC.
Almost 5%. You got all of them. You got HUD Bay, HBM up 3.5%. Dude,
that's copper.
It's all metals and mining and rare earths, right? It's all the same. It's all the same shit. TMC up 4%.
Yeah.
What else you got here?
That's been a big one too. That's a momentum metals name, the TMC. They love it.
Hyperion, IPX up almost 5%. That's
a Warder stock.
Yeah.
A lot of these are what was Lithium Americas?
Not
in it.
70%.
No, yeah. I have a little basket of lithium stocks. Okay, so here's my. You're buying the lows in Albemarle late spring, early summer. We're a little bit patient with it. We had this little tactical base. We've been in since the 60s. That's really the industry leader. That's the bellwether in the lithium space. You look at a chart of Albemarle, you zoom out for forever, right? You put a long-term moving average on it. And this stock is known to draw down, right? Have significant drawdowns and then always bounce back and remain the industry leader. And I'm not talking about like recent history. You go back 30, 40 years with stock like Albemarle.
Crazy.
And it's just always a buy after it's been killed. And I think lithium, we're at this point, right? We're talking about a new leg higher for commodities. We're talking about this broadening of participation in commodities. We're on here talking about the rare earths, right? The U.S. government's getting skin in the game in the rare earths. These kinds of industry groups are starting to work really well, right? So I just go straight to the industry leaders to kind of like build a big anchor position. And for me, that is clear as day, Albemarle, ALB, and it looks great here.
That's one of the most wild charts that there is. This thing in the throes of COVID was at like $55. Yeah. It was the best performing stock off the COVID lows. From what I say, from 50, whatever it was, 55 or whatever, 50, over 52 to 334, back below 50.
Yeah, but now, if you go back through history, it does this over and over and over again. 60% drawdown during the financial crisis. Came off of like an extreme low level in the early 2000s. This thing always just comes back. So I like
this is going on my list. And the ALB, I don't have any.
It's a good one.
Rare earth.
Also, you got a decent coil there, so we're thinking about trading it. We've traded it before earlier this summer with mixed results.
Yeah, the ALB.
Halliburton was the best coil. We didn't put the trade out. We weren't going to chase yesterday's candle. We put one on one of the large multinationals. Been watching oil and gas, and Spencer, I've been saying that. I've been saying, man, we need one big bang in oil and gas, right? Just like a big stick, just a big momentum thrust kind of day. Was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday. Might have just happened. Look at some of these charts and the way they absolutely spiked yesterday. Look at the Halliburton. That's huge. Oilfield services finally joining the party. Stocks like the Schlumberger and Halliburton. I mean, where have you been? Look at rig yesterday. You see Transocean, huge pop, gave most of it back, but following through today. I think that move in energy yesterday is worth paying attention to, and you could probably nail some pretty solid entries out here in the coming days and weeks, because I think energy is going to start to look more and more like everything else soon.
Wouldn't you want to see wouldn't you want to see the bellwethers get above that range though? Like, the Chevrons and the Exxons of the world, or you're
absolutely. and you're right. And that kind of thing comes down to like, what are your goals? What are your objectives? What is your time frame? I'm out here bull market style, super aggressive, jumping entries, basically making the bet, Spencer, that those resolutions will occur.
Jumping the entry, right?
You learn bad habits if you're not careful in bull markets, because you could do shit like that.
I was gonna say
that you shouldn't normally do or shouldn't do during bear market or even normal sideways market consolidation period times. But right now, where everything's working, right, it's almost like a throw a dart market. You could jump entries. So you're right. What you're saying is normally the right move. Right now, I think you want to be aggressive and just get in there, because if you could nail an entry in an area like this, where when momentum comes in, energy stocks can move like tech stocks, right? If you could really nail that entry, protect yourself, feed the ducks along the way, take the profits as you go. I kind of prefer to be early and out early. You know me.
And I know I'm not talking to this crew when I say this, but if you're of the camp, if you've got the FOMO when you're complaining about, oh, this everything is so stretched and everything's so expensive and the valuations, well then buy something that isn't, right?
This is great. I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah, don't chase what
you don't
tech.
You don't have to buy Palantir here. You could go buy Miller Industries. This has got tow truck companies and shit trading at some bargain multiples right now. Small caps, baby. Did you hear the one Jay Powell dropped a bomb on the market yesterday? What did he say? Relatively highly valued. I think that was it.
I don't get too many push notifications about Jerome Powell anymore. I did get that yesterday, that he said that things are slightly. I forgot the exact word, but yeah.
And I ordered that book that he mentioned about the education. That sounds fascinating, from the Harvard professors about the education and technology. I think that's fantastic. Right? It's basically about playing with the tools. White paper from like 20 years ago. Powell was like dropping academic knowledge. I love him in that format. I'll say also, he's so much more free. You put him in front of Congress or like the FOMC presser. It's stiff. It's shitty. He's reading a script for the most part. He's amazing. He's fantastic in those formats too. But here, like in this panel-y interview situation, like he could like sit there and act like a human and actually like, elaborate on a topic or say something without fear of, oh my God, did I use the wrong adjective here, right? And he was like vibing yesterday. I got to tell you, he is just such a brilliant, smart guy, tremendous speaker. I just love hearing him talk on markets. And I feel like in the future, when he no longer, has the chains of Fed chair around him, he's just going to be an awesome guy to kind of listen to. And I don't think he's going to go away. He's too good. He's an excellent speaker. Really
I just think it's an impossible job. It's probably an impossible job knowing that you are obligated to speak publicly about markets, and every single word you say is going to be dissected by idiots like me. Not really, because I don't really do that, but other people. And it's impossible. So that's why I don't I don't comment on like what the Fed says, because they know more about this stuff than I do, and I think it's ridiculously hard to do what they do and to thread that needle and satisfy both sides of the market at all times. It's just anyway.
Spencer, is there news on Freeport? Why is Freeport selling down this morning? I can't find anything about that
on Freeport.
Are they somehow involved as like a? I wonder if they're somehow involved in all of this.
You mentioned they gave some guidance. They expect Q3 sales to be 4% lower for copper, 6% lower for gold than their previous July estimates. This is a This was a update on their Indonesia operations. And also they declared dividend.
All right, good. Wait, what was it? What was it? I wasn't listening. What was it?
There was some Indonesia update. They guided lower on that.
For the Freeport. Got it. Because this is not earnings. Yep. Okay, so this is an update.
No.
Okay.
Yep.
Fine. Whatever. Dude, this Freeport is these guys fuck up everything. They're one of those miners. It's just a very liquid vehicle. let's see what happens here. Alibaba, on the other hand, doesn't fuck up everything. Boy, have they been doing everything right. Don't listen to Spencer. By the way, Spencer, I checked. I still have 2 January calls. Far out, dude.
January. Far out, man. Far out, dude.
For me, that's an eternity. I could be dead in January. Somebody asked me yesterday, they said, Steve, they said, what's super short term to you? Like, is following up on a tweet. I was like, Friday, man. What's super short term to you? Fucking tomorrow. We got DTEs now. This afternoon is short term to me. All right. Baba Cloud announced a collaboration with NVIDIA, NVDA, on physical AI, covering data synthesis, model training, simulation reinforcement learning, model verification per SciTech Innovation Board Daily at the 2025 Baba Cloud Conference. What do you think? Market likes it.
Well, there was that, and they unveiled their latest AI model. So
we talked about this. We talk about this. We do. These guys, as much as they're always suing each other and in court, and the billionaires are fighting and shit, right? And the Bezos this, and they don't like each other. They need each other. They love each other. They get that. They're always doing deals. They're in bed with each other. Look at this one. Amazon, AWS, and SAP teaming up to bring SAP's sovereign cloud capabilities to. If we went through the Mag 7 or like Mega Cap Tech Love Fest every morning through press releases since this AI boom has kicked off, we wouldn't have a show, because we would just be reading the deals and partnerships that these large cap tech companies are doing every day. It's constant. They need one another. They're very good friends. Did Open? Yeah. I'm not going to talk about OpenAI anymore. They're not important. They're not even public. Why do we even think about them? What a creep that guy is.
Huh. Can we trade it? No. Then I don't care. Basically, is kind of how I roll, right? If
super weirdo. Public, did they steal the name Stargate on purpose? Isn't that the Tesla name? About? I don't know. I hear things. I don't know enough about what's going on in the Silicon Valley stuff, right? I hear things sometimes.
Don't you use ChatGPT?
Yeah, all the time. But I'm off of it. I paid for the Gemini Pro. I gotta kind of I'm still transitioning. Trying to.
Got it. Okay.
We had a good run, Aaron and I, but it's over.
You've also named your AI. Yeah. You named your AI. Everyone does. Okay.
I don't know what the one's name is really.
Steve, I didn't
that far yet.
Steve, I didn't mention this last week, but last week I did a thing when we were in Toronto. I bought more China stuff.
Oh, the room got you. You got caught up.
Yeah, the room got me. The room got me a little bit. So I went and I bought some. Yeah. I finally put the bullet on this KC. Yeah. So this is your cell. This is your cell signal, everyone. Right. And I took a little nibble on some JD as well.
Good.
This is great. All small. This is small potatoes, right?
Hey, look at you though. Fantastic. Yeah. So now you got the JD, the Baba, great anchors, right? And now a kicker with the KC. Do I have that right in terms of your China exposure?
Well, it hasn't kicked much yet. That is the extent of my China.
It hasn't kicked yet. No.
My direct exposure.
In theory.
Yeah.
So you got Baba, JD, KC. I really like that mix. You got the safe quality. You got a little spice with the JD, then a lot of spice, because sometimes a little extra spice is nice with the Chinese speculative techs. They're leading out here. KC looks fantastic. I think you picked a good one, Spencer. You're doing a great job.
Still leading. I mean, I was this close to selling the Baba last week as well. I didn't.
If you're patient with these, sit tight. I think you're going to look back in several years and say, wow, we really did a great job entering China. The way you are entering China, it's subtle, but it's the right way to do it. You're sneaking in there at the perfect moment, just as we're flipping it.
Well, this is why I say always know what your goals are. I have different accounts for different objectives, and I do different things, right? I have accounts where I buy things with zero intention to sell. I have other accounts where I buy things where I want to sell next couple weeks, right? There's the short-term stuff. So that's where I bought the Chinese trades. That's where I bought these stocks just there. So they're in the short-term account. That's what it is.
What's short-term for you?
It could be anywhere from a couple. I have like a YOLO account, which is stupid. That's like $2,000, and that's the dumb shit.
It's enough.
I have a slightly larger account that short term could be anywhere from like a couple weeks to like a month. That would be short term.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's been
a couple weeks on the Baba already. I threw a trailing stop.
Why not just play it for the primary trend? When the bull market ends, then you get rid of your shares. You gotta let the dogs run.
No, Yozel, out of the Fannie Mae, out of the Fannie Freddie trade. That was like a couple weeks. That was in the same account, right?
Okay.
So that was that was like a month ago. So
shout out Billy Cunningham. Knows how to act out here. I'm jumping entries all over the place.
Yeah.
Sick, dude. Good. Make hay. We're in get money mode, Spencer. Spencer's in get money mode. He's YOLOing. What was it? The Fannie? The FNMA?
No. That wasn't the YOLO. That was not the YOLO. I had the YOLO account's in cash right now. The YOLO account I haven't. The YOLO account is doing nothing.
Trading hot China growth stocks in his YOLO account.
And the YOLO, by the way, I don't hold anything more than like a couple days, right? Like either it works or it doesn't, right? That's the YOLO account. Look, and that's on my phone. That's on my phone. I don't even got to be at my desk. I just do it all there. Right?
Like you buying like the Biminer, right? You're just buying absolute trash. Buying like the open door.
Yeah. I'm
taking flyers.
Yeah, I'm taking flyers left, right, and center. So the YOLO account sits in cash unless it's not. What else? Okay, I know we have Kenny here. So before we bring him on, let's see what else we missed on the news front. The Baba and the Lithium are kind of the big things of the day for me. I know we had Micron, right? And it was okay.
What happened with Micron? Everybody's talking about it. What's the problem? What's the problem with Micron? Why is Micron in the news?
The numbers all came in above estimates. The numbers came in. It was earnings last night. They came in above estimates. They're partnering with Taiwan Semi. Could just be a case of they didn't beat by enough. But like the numbers
are very long Micron.
So,
I like this stock a lot for the long run. And then in terms of trading semiconductors, I mean AMD really, really looks ready to go here. AMD looks like it's got 200 tattooed on its forehead, sitting here around 160 at the VWAP from the pivot highs.
God, AMD. Yeah, there's a name you just don't hear about anymore.
The Advanced Micro? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what nobody ever talks about anymore? The Super Micro.
Yeah.
And you got a little setup there. You got a little volume pocket.
Oh,
yeah.
Stocks fill gaps.
Yeah.
We got a gap. We are there. We're at the precipice.
If this is your thing, this might be your moment.
Okay. Yeah, 46 to whatever, 60 right there. Oh, that could be interesting.
All right. Small caps. We got to talk about it. Do we have small cap charts in the deck? If we do, throw them up. Small caps, any small caps. I want to talk about it.
This is Steve's official preview. Steve is doing it. By the way, a more official live stream on this.
When am I doing? When's that? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. That's tomorrow, Steve. I'm putting the link in the chat right now. There it is. Steve will be joined by our one and only Mary Thwaites. They've been together so long and strong, the small caps, and they're going to talk more about. It's not just the theme. It's how they found the theme. But then once you identify the theme, what do you do with information? How do you find the names to actually go along? That's going to be tomorrow afternoon. The link is in the chat. You should have received emails about it by now. If you haven't, check it out.
Well, the truth is, we're excited for small caps, Spencer. Right? We've been patient. We're very good at being patient. Probably got duped at least once by the relative trend in small caps this cycle. Frankly, because as the big intermarket people that we are, this is really all you need for that. Okay. So being the true intermarket disciples that we are, John Murphy folks, we're anticipating some sort of leadership from small cap. This is a sustained, beautiful, prolonged almost at this point bull market that we're in. To think for a second that in this environment where breadth continues to expand and the losers keep catching up to the leaders and the laggards are buyable and become the leaders, right? And you can pretty much buy anything in this market. To think that small caps aren't going to have their time in the sun before the bull market is done is crazy. So we've been looking for it. We've been anticipating it. But at the same time, you got to see it. And now for the first time in years, this whole cycle, we can tell that beautiful story that we've been anticipating and back it up with the technicals, right? The charts are finally checking a lot of those boxes for us little by little. This is my favorite one because it really shows you, this is just the Russell indexes. This is 2,000 small cap stocks charted against 1,000 of the largest large cap stocks, right? So small versus large ratio. And as you can see, there couldn't be a more logical place to bottom. I think this is an incredibly logical time, right? In the sense that we're in the middle to later stages of a sustained bull run. Small caps got to lead at some point. We're running out of time, right? So it's the right time. And it's also the right place. This is exactly where we saw the beginning of sustained and big time leadership from small caps back in the early 2000s. So we're bottoming right around that same level. We got the nice momentum divergence in place, checking that box. We have momentum thrusts that are falling into place, albeit little by little, want to see more there. The charts themselves, if you were to zoom in, do we have any of the ratios actually zoomed in, showing the little saucer bottoms? We're getting little tactical reversals. And then at the same time, we're out here telling these stories about value stocks and commodity stocks and banks and industrials and biotechs, right? And home builders. A lot of stuff that really, at its core, is small cap stuff. We're talking about how they're the new leaders. So everything is slowly falling into place. The market internals are looking, increasingly positive, increasingly bullish for small caps. So we're diving in hard and we're rewriting a ton of our, regular scans that we've been doing for 5-10 years now. We're rewriting them for the small cap world, right? Make sure that we don't miss anything. The guys have been up all night. We got many hands make light work, but we're running like 5 special small cap scans. We've locked down the data as of yesterday's close, and we're going to drop these reports today. And probably going to, trade ideas, 20, 30 names, right? The top small caps from far and wide. We're doing the biotechs, we're doing the banks, already kind of been all over that. We're going to make sure we're not missing anything there. We're doing tech, the Archie stuff. We're going to natural resources because there's so much going on there. This is a widely just unfollowed space, right? Nobody pays attention to the commodity small caps. We're going to spend a lot of time there. We're going to do a spin on our minor leaguers, our 2 to 100. We're going to do small cap dividend stocks. Wait till you see what's there. Some really fascinating, little economy names, big cash cows, I guess little cash cows, paying big yields in the small cap space. What scan do you find most interesting, Spencer?
Of those?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
So I'll tell you, 2 to 100 is tech focused.
2 to 100. Yeah, that's generally speaking my favorite of the scans.
Good one,
right?
So 2 to 100, what we do, so everybody knows, is we're filtering before we even go and look at the technicals. We're filtering by like secular growth. We're making sure that these stocks are capable of basically growing from a market cap of small cap market cap to 100. That's what 2 to 100 is. That's why Spencer likes it.
Yeah, basically. And also, let's and we're about to bring Kenny on in a sec, but if you complain that large caps, it's all tech, everything is tech. Well, if that's true, then the opposite is true when you go down the cap scale, right? Then all the other shit, that's what all the other crap is, right? So get creative. Think about the things you don't think about every day, right? Move on from the tech.
People talk about how tech stocks are so amazing because they can scale. That's all that story is, right? The scalability of tech stocks, that's why they're all the biggest stocks. If you look at some of these economy stocks, they're doing more standard, old economy things, manufacturing, industrial economy things, businesses that don't scale as much. 10 billion is huge. 20 billion is it's a massive company, But a lot of that there in that space. All right. $5 billion tow truck company, $6 billion HVAC operator. Solid businesses, really good stuff that everybody's always ignoring.
All right, Kenny, you got some small caps for us? Let's find out.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club
Yo. We're watching what? We're watching the Rigetti this morning. We're watching the LAC. What are we watching?
LAC, yeah. Lithium. Yeah. We were talking about lithium yesterday. You guys got lithium? I got a whole bucket of it, yeah.
I'm sure you do. Yeah. All right. Anyway, what's new here? Got trading any small caps? No, that's not your thing.
Nah, Micron Technology. I wish I was up a little bit earlier. Let me show you the ways. By the way,
dip there.
The market actually went down yesterday, so they say, right? That wasn't a down day, but it actually did happen. And yesterday was red. So today you actually have a more than 7% chance the market could go down. So it's amazing. So today's going to be riveting action. The market's going to try to go down. It's not, and then it'll wind up going back up. But here, let me show you this Micron Technology.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
Also, some of the small caps that LAC, that's the one you're probably talking about, lithium stocks.
That's right.
But we were talking about lithium because we were just looking for things that haven't ripped yet. And, now we're just buying stocks that rhyme with other stocks. So, like when I was a kid, we were so poor that we didn't buy Pumas. I had to go to this reject store and buy Pumas or Adidas. They left out the last S. So now just find a stock that rhymes with rigatoni, and that'll move too. That's the market we're in right now. But here, so you're looking at
show us your chart.
Yeah. Bang and boom and bang and boof right here. That's the Qs, by the way. They've already had their down move. That'll probably be it for the day.
Oh, that's it.
Here's MU, right? So again, here's some of the trades that we're looking at. Now, if you were up early, there's a trade that I talk about how it hasn't failed, and now going to be 4 years in October. Not one failed trade in this setup, and that is a gapped up earnings that breaks today's VWAP and the prior day VWAP. 100% of the time over the last 4 years, this setup has provided a winning trade. Now, the winning trade has happened. So when the short already happened, they had their way, the 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, and then you understand that the market doesn't go down. So anytime a stock actually does go down, you better look to just cover and go long, and that's what we were doing right here. So these bottom levels, let me show it to you. This is the faux show, bro, on the way up. So it broke a new low, then it came back, and then it tested it right there. And then some of us started buying it right here. VWAP retest, sold, pulls back, and then the pivot point becomes the stop. And right now we are still long MU until it breaks back under the 164.95. And hopefully this next move gets back over the VWAP, breaks over here, and we rip their heads off to the 167.85 area. And that's it. And that's what we've been doing this morning.
Seems simple enough.
It is simple enough sometimes.
Yeah.
But some of the stocks that we've been swinging, let's shout out Don Corleone, my podcast partner. If you don't know, I do a podcast. It's a hilarious podcast. He talks about fundamentals and EBITDA, and I look at him like he's got three heads. But it's fundamentals meets technicals. And he gave me a whole list of stocks in the uranium sector and the nuclear sector, and he knew more about this than I ever imagined, and it was awesome. So far, we've been in this UUU trade, breaking new highs every day. We got this just maybe 15 days ago. Look at this wonderful move. This thing is being accumulated right out of that 1350 area up to 17 and change. Brand new highs every day. We got the DNN coming out of just this awful 3-year pattern. If you scrunch it up, but this thing just finally broke out through the 250. We're still in this. This looks like it's going to $5. USAR yesterday. I hope you guys joined in with us. Another monster. We're looking for this thing to break 20. Another one that's about to hit all-time highs. So, again, if you think yesterday's selling was something, okay, right. If UVXY is above 1125 today, then it's serious. UVXY not above 1125. Yesterday was the one-off, and we have just seen new generational lows for the market, yesterday's lows. And that's how I've been trading. So every time the market actually doesn't go up or actually has a small pullback, those lows become new generational lows, which we may never see ever again. So factor it in, kids. Yesterday's lows were new generational lows on the Qs. You may never see 598.99. But I'm sort of joking at this point, but it has been working using that idea, because this market, we're only getting one sell-off every 20 days. So if we're sticking with that pattern, today should be an up day. So, but right now, I'm just really, really curious to see it, just like anybody else. Here's 5 days worth of VWAP. So if the Qs can actually go down and break that 5-day, we actually might stay down today. And I am not going to go start entertaining the idea that we can go down tomorrow, but that's where we're at. So I'm riveted to UVXY, the volatility products. If they perk up again today, we know the market's got some selling out there to be done, and that's how we're going to play it. But stay focused. Even though the sell-off happened yesterday, a little bit of a sell-off. USAR didn't care. UUU didn't care. The quantum stocks didn't care. And even though open had a down day, we found 3 wonderful longs on it yesterday, and we got paid 3 different times while this thing was getting hammered. So again, the same thing kind of today. Great faux show, bro, on open. It ripped, and now it's rolling over. Still my favorite stock to trade. Just awesome action. And if you're a day trader, you know what I'm talking about.
Kenny, our last down week in the Qs of more than 1% was 2 months ago.
I know. Was it August 8th when the Apple?
No, it was July 28th.
Oh, July 28th? What happened that day?
I'm saying it for the week. That was our last down week for the Qs. Right?
Oh, down week.
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah. Forget down day. Yeah, down week.
Stop it.
Yeah, I know. It's been 2 months. Kenny, are we due? Come on.
Yeah. That's what I keep saying since 2012. We're due, man. We're due. Yeah. Again, the mantra of the moronic bear. You looking at him?
Yeah, this ends well. This will end well for everyone, I'm sure. Well, it actually will end well if you're most likely. All right, listen, Kenny's going to be speaking, as I understand that, at the Wealth 365 conference in a couple weeks. The link is in the chat and on the screen. Kenny, we'll see you in the room, all right?
And after that conference, we're probably headed to Vegas, friends. So the Day Traders / Money Show, February 23rd, 24th, 25th. I'll probably be on a panel, do a little breakout section. So if you guys need an excuse to tell your loved ones you're going to Vegas, February, be there. We'll talk more about it at the Schmooze in a couple of weeks.
All right.
Later.
See you, Kenny. Oh, man. Yeah, guys, we're due for a pullback. Surely we're due for a pullback, no? Guess not. I don't know. All right. What did I miss while we were talking to Kenny? I don't think I missed anything. I think things are just still doing their thing. We have Riley Roseby in the house. We'll bring Riley on in a second. Not much else in the way of movers. What the hell is up with this Unicure? Qure. What's that about? It's up 150% today. Drug news. Huntington's disease. Holy shit. All right. Go Qure. Positive top line results for a phase 1 / for a drug that treats Huntington's disease. That's awesome. Rooting for those guys. That disease sucks. Qure. Nice. All right. Good news for the market. Good news for society. Let's bring on Mr. Roseby. Cool. Let's do it. Riley, you here? I hope so. I think you are. Well, even if you're not. Do we have a Riley video? We do.
Yo. What's going on, Spencer?
Riley, how was Toronto for you?
Dude, Toronto was great. It was great to see everyone, break some bread with everyone.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the little space tower that we went into.
I was going to
ask you. It really gives you a new perspective on flying cars when you get kind of that bird's eye view.
Yeah, I didn't get to go. Most of us did not get to go to the CN Tower. You did get to go. So what was it? You just go up very high and then you look around and
you just go up to the very tippy top. Look
cool.
Around. It's pretty wild.
All right.
It's pretty wild. There's a lot of space up there. There's a lot of space up
A
there.
lot of unused space, right?
Yeah.
Underutilized.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today is these EV tolls, man. I don't know if you saw, I was laughing at your and Kenny's comments about how the market never goes down, but we did see a little bit of a, little shake and move yesterday. And if you saw the EV toll stocks, the Joby and the Archer, dude, they're up like 5% yesterday. So I'm not going to ignore that relative strength. I don't know if Fonz wants to pull up a couple of those charts. It dropped him in into the deck there, Fonz. Let's take a look at.
Oh no, slideshow mode. Slideshow mode. There we go.
There we go. So here's the Joby. You can see it was up 5.5% yesterday. It's coming off of those lows from early September. Joby is also going to be displaying at the California International Air Show in the beginning of October, and then also at Osaka at the World Expo there. And it's been a wild ride, no pun intended, with these EV tolls, because at the end of last year, both Joby and Archer said, hey, we're going to have FAA certification in 2025, begin commercial operations. Now it doesn't even look like Joby's going to receive certification until 26, and Archer is kind of a little bit to be determined. They have a little different approach as to how they're going to start commercial operations. But I don't know, Spencer. I don't know. These names feel like they're ripe to rip.
Well, they did just rip. Oh, actually, no, they didn't just rip. It's been on the Joby. Can you go back to the Joby? So what were those highs on the Joby from a few months ago?
Yeah, it was Q1 of 25.
All right, shit. It's already been a few quarters. Yeah.
Q1, Q2. Really though, Fonz, there's a year-to-date performance chart between Joby and Archer. That's the one that I really want to show and emphasize because, I'm a sucker for relative strength. I just put out a post earlier today kind of talking about this, and the relative strength in Joby year to date, like it's not even a discussion. Archer's up like 2%. Yeah, there we go. Archer's up 2%. Joby's up 105%. I'm going to be betting on the winner, Spencer. At least for
I
right
don't
now.
know. I don't know if this space is like mature enough to say there's winners and there's losers, right? Wouldn't you be better off just kind of betting on both?
I think it's okay. That's a very responsible point. I think it's accurate to say you should bet on both. But I think if you're going to be betting on both,
plus 1 year,
have a higher allocation to Joby than to Archer, unless this price behavior flips.
Well, you're going to have a higher allocation because Joby's outperforming it. So it's sort of higher by default.
Keep throwing fuel into the fire is my point.
Okay.
I think some thoughts here. You're right, Riley, that Joby would be, if you had to choose a fighter here right now, I think it's got to be Joby. When you zoom out on the relative trends in both of these stocks, sure, they've had great, spurts and gone into some extreme rally mode phases this cycle. But if you zoom out enough, there's no insane leadership here like we've had from some archy speculative growth stocks, right? This isn't quantum. This isn't some of the space and exploration names. It's not a straight line higher in the relative trend. Joby, despite its outperformance, way below where it was in the summer of 2023. Relative to the S&P 500. Archer, here's what I really don't like. And we wrote about this. I wrote on relative strength for the new CMT textbook. And one of the things I wrote about was you shouldn't get oversold. The relative trend shouldn't get oversold at all during a sustained leadership regime. Do you want a textbook example? Riley, I'll give you your favorite. Pull up Palantir SPY and just look at the RSI. And you're going to have to scroll out and keep scrolling. You're going to go back to like 2022. For a true oversold reading in the daily RSI 14, Palantir versus the S&P. That's the kind of leadership that you want to see. That's the momentum characteristics of leadership that you want to see. So the fact that Archer just get like pretty dirty oversold reading on a relative basis makes me think maybe one day, but for now, you got to choose a fighter. It's clearly Joby. Joby, by the way, didn't get oversold relative to the SPY just recently, like Archer did. So I think that's the clear winner here. But I think there's either a lot more upside from these names where they become some true cycle leaders, or maybe we're just too soon, right? But I think we'll find out here if there is a time to see some big leadership from these names. I think it's now. Like, it should be coming underway. So I don't hate the idea of making an overly bullish bet here, trying to nail like a perfect entry. Because if you're right, I think, yeah, these stocks could really take off.
Well, I
show some big outperformance before we're said and done here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
Joby more so.
For sure. I just in my mind, the potential that this technology has to reshape society is so profound that, like, even if we are too soon, you gotta get allocated.
Okay.
You gotta get allocated. I want to have allocation. Like, think of it this way. Would you want to buy GM in like 1940, even if it was just a little bit and you just kind of hung on to it, and next thing you know, GM is what it is?
Well,
I'm not the right one to ask.
GM in 1940 was already like 40 years old. So
okay. Well, you're catching my drift, but I think it's irresponsible not to allocate to these things, because
you're a young guy. You have your time frame is set to maximum.
Yeah, right.
Do I have that right?
These sliders all the way to the right.
I'm pushing 40, dude. I gotta make money like this week, every week. I can't wait for maybe this one's gonna be a mooner next cycle. I need the mooners now. You know?
That's okay. I'm okay to wait. I don't mind to wait.
Retire, dude.
Good things come to those who wait, right?
I'm not playing enough golf here. I need the big story stocks this cycle.
Strazza, you should be just accumulating and playing golf. I think you got to flip it in reverse.
I am slowly adding to. JC's making fun of me. I'm buying up the dividend stocks, trying to play the long game here.
My goodness.
Trying to learn. You fake it until you make it. I'm over here like building a long-term portfolio, like I know what the fuck that's like.
Yeah.
I've been investing for tomorrow for my whole life.
That's right. That's right. All right, Strazza, what are you seeing in this speculative ring? I mean, I know we've had some big moves. I'm still kind of hanging out in the Tesla.
I'm with you.
The quantum stocks, dude. I'm not gonna I gotta
good
face. I definitely missed that recent move.
No, it's fine. You won't catch them all. I miss shit every week. But I think with the quantums, like, this is like okay, feed them, take your wins here. Nice trade, right? You want to pretty much, that trade's over. There's no edge when something gets this overbought in the short term. You could take those profits and redeploy, and I'll be straight with you. I was looking at the Archer and I was looking at the Jobius, and I was looking extra closely. Might have dabbled with some real short-term stuff in one of them. Didn't put on anything of size, but I think that's the right way to think. I look at I like EHang too, the EH. You get this droney situation really working. I like the drone flyers, like the Red Cat, RCat. Love the name there. UMAC, love both of those tickers. I think they're the right kind of tickers for what we're trying to do here. And then I really think, don't sleep on the space stuff, because ASTS, like, they took it out back and shot it.
Dude,
and then like somebody looked the other way for a freaking second, and this thing's like right back up like 100% off the lows almost already. So I think ASTS is back, and the Rocket Labs looks as good as anything.
The Rocket Lab looks as good as anything.
I don't think speculative growth is over here. I think it's expanding, and you're getting that intra-theme rotation, right, in it. So I think, like, with speculative growth, it's not a matter of like, okay, that trade's over. No, it's okay, quantum's over for now. What's the next one? And I think you just keep rotating within speculative growth to a lot of the names that I know you're watching every day, and just play that relative strength, man, that short-term relative strength, just like you're seeing from the Joby and the Archer, right? Some nice relative strength for the last 2-3 weeks, very short term, but maybe that turns into 2 or 3 months, right? And there's a really nice position trade or swing trade to be made there. It's about finding those coming leaders, and then just, rocking the right entries.
That Rocket Lab does look good, actually. I didn't know that.
It's really good. It had already a false start out of this coil. It looks like it wants it. Rocket Lab type names are breaking out.
How about shout out the UFO ETF?
I love that.
Space ETF, ticker UFO. How great is that?
God, that one, I'm surprised to see it, because I owned that back in the day, right? and it didn't really do a whole lot. I'm surprised to see it
you're
go.
selling your winners too soon. Talk to him, Riley.
No. I owned this one years ago. I owned it like after launch, and it didn't really do anything.
God, this thing been around for a while.
Yeah.
2018? Dude,
No.
I didn't know we were going to space 6 years ago. Did you know this then, Riley? Wow, Procure.
Dude, we've been promised going to space, I feel like, ever since I was alive, and we just haven't done anything about it. Except for a few crazy cats who decided to go do something about it.
Topher D makes a good point. Martin Shkreli, first of all, who the fuck is Martin Shkreli? Okay, this guy's a fucking loser. Second of all, he's been out here bitching on Twitter Spaces and anybody who will have him on their show, crying about how quantum computing's not real technology. Well, guess what, dude? We don't have to give back our trading gains. That's real fucking money. So I don't know if quantum computing is not real science or if this guy was in prison too long or he's just too smart for his own good, but he sounds like an idiot out here trying to talk down the best stocks in the market. At a certain point, you got to take your ball and go home, man. You were wrong, and you're just making a complete fool out of yourself out here trying to prove that you're right about something. These stocks are up 1,000% while you've been talking shit about them the whole time. So good for Martin Shkreli. Maybe unfollow him and stop listening to everything he says forever because, I mean, is there a bigger scumbag out there? I don't know. I don't know.
This is a thing that JC has influenced me on, which is like, does it really matter if it's real or not? If it's in your portfolio and you made money, does it really matter? Like, I'm all these years later, I still don't really understand why Bitcoin is the way it is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Right.
You know, I'll tell you, I kind of like this guy still. I like this guy's vibe at first. He was really like hardcore capitalist, really just throwing his finger up to the government. It was hilarious. If you go back and watch like those hearings, like it was hilarious. But this is why you don't literally give your finger to the federal government because who had the last laugh. But where I really changed my mind about him is who picks a fight with the Wu-Tang Clan? I mean, don't you know Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing fuck. Somebody's got to tell Shkreli.
Oh my goodness.
But that's fun. Look, who's having fun out here? He will not be coming on our show.
Oh,
come on, Steve. Do it for the views, man.
I did talk to him once, and he did give some really good biotech takes. But this is like 9 years ago, right? So this is a while back. He had some good fundamental things to say about some biotechs from back in the day. I think he was a smart guy. Totally. Yeah. He was all over. You know what he was all over? He was all over jazz. That's what he was all over. Jazz Pharmaceuticals, I think, which is still around, actually.
Some of these biotechs that you used to hear about like every day, you just never hear about anymore. Like Sarepta is an example of that. These used to be like, we had like this hot basket. Spencer remembers it because they did a great job.
Dude, do you remember the Four Horsemen?
Oh, they were Celgene, Biogen,
Gilead,
Regeneron, Amgen.
Gilead, I thought. There was anyway. You had this basket: Gilead, Regeneron, Amgen, Biogen, Jazz,
BIIB.
Right. Yeah, man. Gosh, those are the days.
I miss these stocks when they're gone. You know, sometimes I think about them.
They're never gone, Steve. Maybe it's a new ticker.
Celgene is gone.
The behavior, the junkiness, the fear, and the greed is ever present.
Yeah. I email our data people, our chart people. I say, hey, can I get some data for the Lehman Bros? They're like, dude, that was 20 years ago. I'm like, I just want to see the chart. Like, no.
Oh man,
they'll leave them. I could still chart bankrupt stocks like going back like 10 years. When I want to like really like bring on my PTSD about like Sun Edison, I'll bring up like a Sunny Q chart.
I've Googled, Bear Stearns chart before. Yeah, for sure. I've done it.
Yep. You want to see it. No, you want to, because we forget there's a bias that chart people get over time because you stop seeing the bad ones. They literally take the bad ones away. So many stocks go to zero over time, right? And as I'm flipping through all the charts and the indexes throughout the day, I stop seeing the bad ones. They take them away, and they're like fooling my brain. They only show me the good ones because survivorship bias, right? So you have to remind yourself. I should have like a watch list of bankrupt stocks that I go through like once a week just to remind myself. Sometimes they go down too.
Sometimes they go to zero. Sometimes they go away. Pour one out.
Let's hop before the open here. We got a big Wednesdays are like a big day for us, probably the biggest day of the week on the channel. So we've got
if Nancy Pelosi buys the Big Bear, buys the BBAI, I'm selling everything and buying just BBAI. Okay, I'll sell all 500 of my positions, and we'll just ride BBAI till we die with Nancy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to put that on the shirt, man. Ride BBAI with Nancy.
Big day on the channel. Kenny Glick live at 11. What are my options with Sean at noon? If you're a member of Hot Corner Insider, you'll get your weekly video with Fonz this afternoon. Jeff Mackey's going live at 1 o'clock. Riley's doing his show at 5. Riley, what are we talking about today?
Dude, you guys, we're going to be talking about flying cars. I know you guys don't think it's that crazy, but I sit in traffic and have to, look outside at nature all day long. And like, we shouldn't have a traffic issue in Sedona. And so you get these crazy ideas of flying cars. The charts are speaking.
I hope to join you in a flying car ride someday before I die, Riley.
Well, Steve, I'm going to give a word of advice. Maybe let's stay away from the Chinese ones for a little bit because there was
an accident anyway.
There was an accident last week.
You don't remember?
There was an accident last week in China.
Yeah, two of XPEV, XPEV, two of their eVTOLs collided during a demonstration.
People died?
Nobody died. One person went to the hospital.
Because it's good.
This is why we need robots to test this out for the humans. Robot testing.
Yeah,
that's what. Yeah. Okay.
But it's good. It's good signal when people die and the stock holds up. So that's great. Like for example, it's the opposite of Freeport. I swear to God, dude, they just found 3 bodies. They just found 3 bodies in the Indonesian mine for Freeport McMoran. So that's what usually happens, right? When there are cold bodies. Typically, stock down 8%. That's what you see. So that's why I was asking if they died in the XPV because if we lost, you get it. You get it.
Right.
So,
I hate that you're right. I really hate that you're right.
On the topic of people dying in mines, how's Valet doing? Not well.
Leave Valet alone. What happened?
Nothing. You brought up people dying in mines, so I brought up Valet.
I'm so long, Valet. Talking about a nice dividend. Huh?
That's the first thought that popped into my head. Is how's Valet? Actually, it's okay. Okay. Let's hop. It is 9:31. Markets are open. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Go make some money. We'll see you tomorrow. All right.
Adios. Thanks, Valet.
See you guys.
I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.